OK， 继续第3书啊，这张好像有一个叫 Elizabeth 的女孩，2个成就好像都是跟她有关。一个是要把那个艾莉的匕首给她，艾莉的护身小刀给她。第二个好像是要帮助她，并且给她什么毯子跟汤。现在反正这里没什么问题。啊，是这段是吧 ？Find out what the why the war is unstable。已经过了11年了，胡子越来越长了，但感觉跟10年前好像也没什么区别。这个就是辅国人。Storm。Being weeks now, noise and sand never stop. Hope Aliena is all right.
One day, people will fly like birds, sailing on the wind. Rashid told me.
Sure. Until then, stay away from the edge.
Tools, hammers and chisel. 好，可以拿起来。我操！
Careful over there.
Ooh.
If we don't find out what's causing this, then the whole east wall will come down.
对。
The storm is making it worse.
You're right. What about Aliena?
What about Aliena?
She should be on her way back from Winchester now.
Oh, I hope she's all right in this.
Yeah, I hope so too.
Wooden beams, they look alright. North and south walls provide enough stability. Thank God.
The roof looks alright.
Tom. 啊，这个什么 vaulting 这个嘛呢 wall. No telling how long it will be hold. Doesn't look that bad from up here. Huge cracks all the way down. He never mentioned Alfred, but I can tell he's thinking about him.
Are you alright?
Climbing up here isn't as easy as it used to be.
Yeah. Do you want to take a break?
I'm fine. Better watch out for yourself. Wouldn't want to see the wind pushing you over the edge there.
I'm fat enough to be safe, don't worry.
声音好像越来越粗了。
No. I don't want to break more stones loose.
那所以这个什么 about a small crack, vaulting unstable with this damaging the wall， 这有关系的吗？啊，可能是有关系。
The vaulting is cracked. If I make it worse, then we'll at least know what the problem is.
You're probably right.
他要 make it worse 呢？啊，这是穹顶是吧？这倒不快啊，那看来这是关键剧情。
All right. One more time.
啊，他要 make it worse， 这招要学会啊！在不知道什么引起的问题的时候，你可以先让这个问题变得更严重。就比如说把螺丝拧松啊什么，然后你至少知道问题在哪儿，这个很关键。
And what happened?
观察。
If the vaulting were unstable, this part should have collapsed and the wall would retract.
So, the cause of our problem is not up here.
No.
When we erected the eastern wall 17 years ago, there was also a crack. No matter what we did, it always came back. Remember?
Yes. Yeah, I remember.
为什么会这样呢？
But this is not the same wall. We rebuilt it.
Still, could the cause not have been the same in both cases?
Maybe.
什么原因？这能想到吗 ？The stones, the ground, the crypt, the cloister。我靠，这谁能知道呢 ？The ground。
The ground is the same.
But it's never been that dry.
We had no problem with the rest of the walls.
啊，这样。
Well, that's true. But there must be something else.
问题是我还真不知道 crypt, cloister, stone 不可能啊，都用的都是 stone 啊，那只能这两个。crypt 啥意思来着？这两个反正都是建筑学的东西，我选这个。
The crypt.
crypt 什么东西？
How kept the whole foundation there as it was?
But it never had to carry this much weight before.
You're right. If the cause of our problem is down there, we'll find it. You go ahead.
Don't you need help?
I'll manage. Just don't tell your mother.
Are you sure?
Go on. I know you can't wait to get down there.
Neither can you. I'll just take a quick look and wait for you.
They were enraged.
Oh
Bishop Henry thinks that the Pope should hear about what you wrote.
哦 ，Jonathan
I think so too. I would be honored if he read my book.
啊，Jonathan 也20岁了。
Philip, I really am worried about you.
There is no need for you to worry, Jonathan. It is just a book.
The problem is that the people love your sermons and what you wrote, even though most of them can't read. Your book is being copied in priories all over England.
Is that not a good thing, if our message gives people hope?
In desperate times, hope can be a powerful force.
That is very true.
Well, I fear the bishops. They might come to believe you took that power from them.
Huh? Do you?
Philip's second book, The Divine Soul. 注意啊 ，The Divine Soul, a book written by Philip in 1148。现在应该不是1148了，现在好像是已经1150多少了。你也推一下，最早是135年嘛，那 Jack 估计是120几年出生，就是那现在差不多，现在差不多30岁左右，对，现在可能是55年前后。这个 Jonathan 已经快20了。In his text, Philip suggests that we all carry a godly spark within us because God created man. And while sometimes it may seem as if God has abandoned us, God is indeed always closer to us than anything else, because our soul is of a divine nature. This means that man does not have to wait for salvation from the outside, but that we all can change the world around us ourselves. We can plant a seed and God in turn will make it grow. Philip's message of hope is heard in all of England and even other parts of Europe, but the Church is highly critical of the text. In his first book, Philip had only criticized fake miracles. Now he seems to claim that as all men are equally divine, members of the clergy are not closer to God's glory than any other man. 就神官并不是说好像离神更近，众生平等，能爬上去。Tree, Jonathan's Tree， 现在主人公还是他是吧？那是第一主人公绝对是他。
I need to go down now, not up.
那他真正有男有女，还让女的当第一主角的，一般就是乙女番，不太稳。
Don't worry, Philip. The storm isn't as bad up there. Jonathan, did you and the others come directly from Winchester?
Yes, we did.
What about Aliena?
She stayed a day longer for the fleece fair. She should be on her way back now.
In this storm?
We didn't expect it to get worse.
Jonathan 跟他青发长得不像，跟 Philip 长得挺像，
be alright.
不是长得挺像。
I need to go. I think I know why the East Wall is unstable.
生活的方式很像。
Yes? Why is that?
I'm not sure, but I think the answer lies down in the crypt. I should hurry before it's too late.
这个真的是难受啊。Crypt 到底什么意思啊？你既然这么搞，我就把它查清楚了。Cloister 跟 crypt， 反正记一次把它记住。这个词以前肯定查过的。Cryptocurrency 简单。Crypt 啥意思啊？啊，地穴是吧 ？Crypt。想到了什么 encrypt 或者 script， 但这意思都不一样，根本不是这么写。Crypt 还有什么是 cloister 是吧？反正都跟这个建筑有关。Cloister 回廊是吧 ？Cloister 行了，可以了啊。一个是回廊，一个是地穴。反正这种词，反正见过一遍，基本上就能记住。啊，见过一遍不一定，2遍到3遍吧。一遍呢，没这个实力。Find problem 过不去啊，干嘛？这两个跟他妈大金刚一样走过去。Philip, the people love his sermons. His book was written from the heart. He found his truth.
I think I know what caused the problems we have with the East Wall.
Wonderful. You know, I just
Wonderful.
realized that the crack in the wall reminds me of the one that the old cathedral had.
The one that burned down?
Yes. I only noticed it when I visited after Prior James died.
然后呢？
It wasn't there before then?
No. I remember that I thought the crack looked like a finger, pointing at the sinners of Kingsbridge.
A grim thought.
I was not happy with the state of Kingsbridge back then. I admit that.
啊，这里看来过不去了。行了，我知道了。Jonathan will be a sub-prior soon 啊，这么快的吗 ？Still does not know who his father is 啊，他不知道是吧？他反正感觉，嘛，现在肯定是跟 Philip 关系更好了，就他跟他亲爸的关系肯定不如你。
Probably right. Aliena will be fine.
所以肯定要有人来继承 Philip 最老嘛。艾莉跟 Jack 估计在结束的时候可能也就40，不会超过50岁。故事结束的时候可能也就40岁，甚至不会写到这么后面。但是这个 Philip 可能已经挺老了。但现在没有70啊，没有70，在那个年代，平均寿命怎么可能会有70？不如70。
That's not the way to the crypt.
头发白了，基本也就50多岁。啊，就在这种欧洲国家嘛，我其实在哪儿都一样，在哪儿都有头发白的很早的人。Door into the cathedral， 只能过去吗？那是 cathedral 是吧？感觉应该走这儿。能看吗？Construction site. Tom said a cathedral is never finished. Now I get what he meant. 那早晚这个地方最后肯定要建成的，等着。他就给你这一点一点建起来的这工程，所以这个其实是工程书。
Philip is right. It does look like a finger.
Does look like a finger.
Pointing right at the crypt.
Pointing right at the crypt. 哪儿啊 ？Crypt. 哦。啊，你仔细看，它这里还有这个的是吧？好像是这感觉是摇杆左键，然后这什么下键吗？这下键是点这儿，还有这种操作。Crack. 啊，这个就是 crack 是吧 ？Crack。这本书整个就是描绘了如何建造一座大教堂。确实如此，确实如此。That's not the way to.
Not before I find out what's making my wall cave in.
啊，那只能去这儿。那感觉要去地下了。哎，干嘛？
I know he doesn't want to miss anything.
这感觉 Tom 回不来了。差不多了，就最高那块，最高那块还没建完。他来了什么？
Now it's down here too.
我操，他比我快。
First cracks are showing.
First cracks are showing.
That means we were right. The cause of the instability must be down here.
在这儿是吧？
The ground.
Could be.
The drought could have made it worse.
We'll find out.
来吧 ，Find problems in the crypt. 所以最后并不是以这个艾莉安娜把她的女伯爵的地位啊，原本她就是女伯爵，这个位置拿回来，而是以这个教堂建成作为结束，然后你就可以对比一下一开始的老的教堂，然后跟在建的时候的教堂，跟最后的教堂，这个对比一定要出来。这个游戏如果他没有把这个刻画出来，那你就跑题了，因为它的主题就是这座教堂，否则就不叫 Pillar of
Do you want
Earth。
to work on this one?
Go ahead. I need some time to catch my breath.
然后 Tom Builder 现在大概几岁了？能感觉出来吗
Don't look at me like that.
？Don't look at me that way.
I'm fine.
一开始出来的时候感觉40岁不到一点，可能35。那现在大概多少 ？Jack 如果大了15岁的话，那也快50了，是吧？对他年纪应该比 Philip 小一点点，或者跟 Philip 是一代的，差不多。因为头发感觉相对会灰一点。Right, the statue Rashid gave me would draw as many people here as Adolphus did, if it weren't for the drought and the storm. The statue, OK， 来吧。There you are. What are you doing all the way down here? Tell me. 这个右键点3下来看介绍也是有点新颖，但称不上是很好的设计。干嘛呀？啊，凿是吧？看来没办法，只能
There's
凿。
dry sand behind there. We know it's the ground.
Just be careful when you work on that wall. If it's the ground and the foundation,
对
the，whole wall could cave in.
不怕塌方吗？塌方就神作了，也不可能塌方。哦，
Here we go. But
还要再来一次
But what?
I think I can feel a draft.
draft，
What?
One more time.
再来一次。 这速度很慢，速度很慢就是必经的，因为难度如果太高的话，你就过不去了。
Jack, watch out! It's all right. What is it?
老鼠洞，之前这里就有只老鼠了，这不会是伏笔吧？啊，可能还真是个伏笔。他就也是给你寓意，
Dear God.
教堂底部哪怕只要有一只老鼠，
They've been removed
就不会稳
The mortar is missing on most of them.
啊。mortar
Whoever put them back just added some mortar on top of the stones to hide the fact that they were removed.
这样的，
The tile at the bottom was completely loose.
What does that mean?
有人拿了东西了
I think it was an entrance.
啊
An entrance?
啊
To where?
That's what we'll find out.
啊！懂了。这
Careful now.
Remigius 干的什么？相当于
You've got the whole east wall on top of you.
打通了这条路了。Whole East War East lovely。
Jack?
I'm all right. I just hit my head. It's dark in here. There's a whole room here. A chamber.
我操，还真有空间
What's that?，
见鬼了吧
I'll get a torch.
？Torch，
I'll get it. You stay here.
好黑啊 ！What is that in a chamber？ 操，感觉要wooden cup 全部是问号，感觉有具尸体在这儿。Sand everywhere. Parts of the room must be collapsed, made part of the wall unstable. Coffin is too long, almost like a coffin. Coffin 不是棺材吗？
Is that a coffin?
还 coffee
Oh, there's sand everywhere. Uh-huh.
啊哈
It's a bed.
啊，是 bed 是吧？
There's a bed in here.
也就是有人住在这儿了是吧？
What?
那谁会住在这儿？
Jonathan, we need that torch.
Brush. What is that? Looks like a brush.
It's made of leather. It's a whip. What is that doing here?
Wooden cup. A wooden drinking cup. At least that's what I think it is.
That's not wood. It's metal. Gold even.
Cold.
I have the torch.
来吧。
All right, come in here. Should be safe.
Yes.
Did you know about this place?
No. No, I did not.
什么地方呀？见了鬼了吗？还有这样的
I've
地方
seen this chalice before, when I was very young.
啊？这个就是
It's
村
the chalice of the Eucharist from
Eucharist.
Kingsbridge Cathedral.
啊，这个就是他爸偷的东西，是被诬陷的。The chalice they say my father stole。这个是
Cuthbert told me about it. They said it was stolen.
紧张。
And melted down. I know. Mother told me. They also said it was my father who did it.
Did they?
Did they？
So he's innocent then?
He must be.
And whoever hid the chalice is responsible for his death. They hanged him in Shiring for stealing this chalice. But it was here all along.
That scourge. The whip. It belonged to Prior James.
Prior James。Chalice
I was
圣杯
afraid of it when I first visited Kingsbridge with Francis and Abbot Peter.
Abbot Peter。
Even the look of it scared me.
James. Maybe it was him. I think I saw him during the night of the fire in the cathedral.
嗯啊，
When
那
the
个人
old
是吧？
cathedral burned down. There was a man in the fire. His shoulders were bloody, as if he had chastised himself.
It is you,
啊，就他
by
是吧
God？and the devil!
啊，确实
Told
他
me
是吧？
that he had sinned, that he had done something to me. Perhaps because I looked like my father.
啊，
So he confessed for framing your father while he hid the cup here.
But it couldn't have been James you saw. James died weeks before the fire.
Did he?
也没看到尸体。
You said they
对。
never found his body.
靠，这伏笔可以。
Maybe he hid down here. Maybe that's why the bed's here.
有道理。
Wait. Jack, you were in the burning cathedral.
紧张。
What were you doing there?
有我操 ！Confess，还是说 don't confess，confess。一人做事一人当，现在都30岁了，反正现在这教堂也是你建起来的，没什么不能承认。
I told Philip what I'd done. He just looked at me.
都已经过去了，都已经过去了。时间是冲淡一切最好的答案。Prior James Scotch 什么东西 ？Scotch 感觉像鞭子，但又不像什么东西，感觉像脏辫。Scotch 什么东西 ？Scotch 祸害，不对吧 ？Scotch 直接翻译感觉像是祸害，好像没有别的意思。罚，天罚。啊，可能是给予人这个那个东西吧。Founded by Philip 1154 Prior James Scotch, founded by Philip 1154. As a child, Philip was afraid of Prior James Scotch. He first saw it when he and Abbot Peter, the man who raised him and Francis after their parents were killed, 是他什么 Peter, visited Kingsbridge. Years later, James decided that Philip, now a young man, should get the chance to lead his own priory cell, St. John in the Forest. Every time Philip visited the mother house in the Kingsbridge, he always remembered the day he first saw the Scotch. Abbot Peter did not like the idea that pain could lead to salvation, but Prior James believed that chastising oneself was the only way to cleanse the soul from the sinful implications of the flesh. After Jack told Philip that he believed Prior James was alive the day the cathedral burnt down, Philip remembered that only weeks before 这拼错了吧？这应该是拼错了 ，V 应该是 B 啊，而且键盘上 V 跟 B 也挺近的。Before， 对 V 跟 F 也挺近。Before the crowd did not dare to sing because they thought they heard something chastising himself in the crypt. 你确定是 chase 吧？对吧 ？chase， 它为什么 chastise？ 我觉得应该是 chastising himself in the crypt. Maybe they really did hear James. Maybe James did hide in the secret room in the crypt, but why? 所以 James 就躲在那儿是吧 ？Meanwhile, in the Earth's castle， 这应该是那谁 ，Ellie 吧 ？Ellie 这部分。哦，他怎么吃的这么胖了？这不是肥宅肚子吗？
What do you want?
好肥啊
Do you think it is wise to resign yourself to gluttony at times like these,
！Gluttony。
while your people starve on the streets of Shiring?
Don't play the saint. You promise them miracles. And you make them pay. But your miracles never work out, do they?
God works in ways that we cannot comprehend.
My mother cannot walk.
啊，他妈的还活着，但是呢？
You failed. Again. What do you want?
感觉威廉要被处理了。
I came about a book.
The Bible again.
Bible。
No. Philip of Gwynedd wrote it.
哦。
And the church is displeased. Bishop Henry was
Bishop
enraged.
Henry 还在。
This is our chance, William.
Your chance, you mean? If you need forces, talk to Walter or Ugly. I don't care.
I don't care.
I built your fucking cathedral. I'm done.
I'm done.
It's not just about Philip. It's about Aliena and her family.
Don't mention that name.
But have you not heard? King Stephen and Maud's son just signed a peace treaty.
I don't care.
You should care.
I said I don't. Now leave and don't come back unless I ask for you. Where's my wife?
Wife.
They've not returned yet, Lord William.
Then get me a whore.
Get me a whore。
Now.
whore 应该就是 bitch 的意思，应该是一个意思。The end of the world。又来了是吧？这个我知道怎么处理，我知道怎么处理这 bug， 这 bug 也是可以。The end of the war and the Treaty of Wallingford 是吧？1154 After over 15 years of civil war ，the civil war 感觉哪个国家都有了。The battle between Stephen and Maud, England was more divided than ever. After a final confrontation at Wallingford, Empress Maud's son Henry II and Stephen arranged a truce. The treaty was later signed in Winchester and Westminster. According to the treaty, Stephen will remain king until his death and then be succeeded by Henry II. The treaty further states that all decisions regarding land which were made during Stephen's reign are immediately reverted and restored to the time of King Henry I. This means that the earldom of Shiring again belongs to the heirs of Bartholomew and not to Hamley. To the heirs of Bartholomew and not to the Hamleys. But who would dare to go against William Hamley? 那快了，你的日子到了，还是你的死期到了 ？At the same time, far away， 阿里的说，果然是阿里，猜到了。Jack 都30岁了，那阿里多少？阿里35千万。Find shelter，我靠，你这个沙尘暴，那不是几年的魔都吗？帝都应该是帝都。魔都是上海，这尼玛哪有 shelter？ 什么都不能点，只能往前走。见了鬼了吧？然后就能见到 Elizabeth 了，伊丽莎白。这个 Elizabeth 不会跟现在的 Elizabeth 是有关系的？应该是没关系，因为这个故事中这小女孩感觉很穷，跟贵族半毛钱关系都没有。再往前走是吧？就这儿是吧？又要点了。顶住之后就能继续往前走了。Find shelter， 这可以吗？不行，继续往前吧。又来了，就是干旱了，干旱植被不够，所以黄沙更多，沙子更多。至于风更大，反正辅国风一直就很大，辅国的平均风速就很不得了。这不会是 Elizabeth。Enter the 什么 hut， 不走，往前，这能往前了吗？还是能，那停一下，那见一下，跑得好快，你怎么一瞬间你的这个凌波微步发动？这么多人，这么可怕的地方，你居然进来，干嘛
I am sorry for intruding, but I must ask you for shelter. I was on my way from the Fleece Fair in Winchester to Kingsbridge and got caught in the storm.
Nasty, isn't it?
Nasty.
Yes. And it's getting worse and worse. Thank you for your hospitality.
Someone help me!
谁啊？Is there someone still outside? Smoke. 等一下这里存个档，感觉这里挺重要的，因为第三本书你要再重新玩的话太麻烦了。Make sure to have the book before going into the building. Might not need it, but won't hurt. Once you get it outside, don't make her talk before taking care of her. 这样是吧 ？She will automatically open up to you, and this achievement will unlock. 就你要帮助 Elizabeth, give her a blanket. It will be between the fire and the door. Give her some soup. Some soup. Blanket. 在外面就可以先往后走了，是吧？先往后走能见到他了，是吧？那先存个哪说 ？Peanut.
Doesn't anyone want to go and see what that was? Don't you hear it?
I'm hurt.
这段有点鬼畜。首先先帮了他说什么东西？Peasant. Meat. There are screams coming from outside. Someone's crying. Why isn't everyone doing something? 人心冷漠 Port. 没什么东西可以拿。blanket 有了，是 screams up， 拿不起来，没用啊。
Out here! I'm out here!
Didn't you hear that?
没人理你，这里来感觉是个这个什么是蜡像馆一样。
Hear me!
行了行了，出了，没有 blanket， 还要给他 soup。啊 ，still outside。他说什么来着 ？Make sure you have go before going to the building。啊，还 before going to the building。这其实无所谓，应该是不要紧。在右边，在这儿吧，应该是。这儿。
Hello? Oh dear, are you hurt?
My horse! It fell! I can't move!
Take my hand. We'll get you inside.
啊，进来了是吧？这个就是 Elizabeth， 好像据说要给他 blanket， 给他 soup。
We'll only be here until it's safe to leave. We won't bother you.
这感觉这一屋好像都是男的啊，不有一女的，但男的比较多。
I'm Aliena. What's your name?
Elizabeth.
Breathe, Elizabeth. You're safe now.
这些人眼神感觉都不善。
She took her.
是啊，给他一个 a rugged blanket, smells like
What are you
horse。
gonna do with that?
I'm just going to borrow it.
Let's try to get along until the storm passes.
Should have let her die.
还有 soup， 哪有 soup
Thank you.
啊？这是一部分。
Hey, that's our blanket.
Can't you see she's freezing?
It's all right. It's just a blanket.
Stomach growth. Find her something to eat. 不要 talk to her。这个是 achievement 谈为你，结果是一样
Keep my dagger
啊。
hidden.
现在还不能给他。哎，为什么啊？对，因为是防身用。现在你给他看了都傻。
We don't have much, but always enough for a lost soul.
She doesn't deserve anything.
Take a bowl and go ahead.
时间应该是不紧的，只要你不乱点呢，一般来说还是能达成的。这个游戏反正不会在这地方鬼畜你，因为他想要鬼畜你太容易了。我跟你讲，他真的想让人家恶心你的话，这可以很恶心的。这种类型的游戏。
I don't
Small
like
ball.
this.
Don't like this. Pot.
I can't carry.
啊，
Hold your
太少了
horses. We'll see what happens.
啊 ，small bowl of soup。是啊，给他，然后给他应该就自然就开口了。
Let her eat.
这 old woman 看起来挺善良的。
Thank you.
来吧。哦，可以了。求助的呐喊成就一点什么？就是帮助他，就是要帮助 Elizabeth，
Eat this.
照顾一个同病相怜之。妈，这艾莉应该也看到以前的自己了。
Thank you. That's nice of
这个
you.
这个年龄不算
Why
很
are
小
you
了，
giving her soup?
感觉18前后。
Dirt. That's what she deserves for dinner.
Dirt， 我操，
Do you want her to starve?
感觉跟当年
Please,
艾莉出来的
don't
年龄
start
差
a
不多。
fight.
Oh, you're so kind. Many people would have let me die. People don't listen to me. My entourage didn't even notice they lost me.
Entourage，
Who?
entourage，
My husband and his entourage.
entourage 什么？
A fine husband you have. I divorced my last one for less than that.
Divorced? Oh, he's just been beside himself ever
啊
since，his
随从什么 ？entourage。
Maybe now you'll understand what loss feels like. And what you people are doing to us.
Stop bullying her. Can't you see she's upset?
他们可能认识 Elizabeth，
How do they know you? This isn't
他可能是
right.
贵族啊。
Oh, I'm used to it. I guess that's how it is when your husband holds an office like that. He has to do a lot of things people don't
肯
like.
定有故事
And sometimes they recognize me, too.
啊。已经 husband 了是吧？那年龄可能还挺大的，那可能不止18了。Is your husband the Earl of Sharing? What office does he hold? 啊，这不会是 William 吧？
What office does he hold?
I thought you knew.
You knew 什么
My husband is the Earl of Shire.
啊
William
Hamley。
Oh, please don't abandon me too.
你
I
也是有福
swear,
气，
I'm not. I can't.
人家至少是个高富帅。Why did you marry? What's his like? 问一下。
I used to know him when I was a girl.
Really?
What's he like now?
肥宅一个。
I loathe him with all my heart. I had accepted the arrangement with goodwill, but he had other plans. How do you know him?
How do you know him? 什么 ？Be diplomatic, be blunt. 一个直的，一个歪的来 diplomatic.
We came from noble families. In fact, I was supposed to marry him at one point.
No.
Oh.
How come you didn't?
I found him unbearable. So I refused.
You refused him.
It caused a lot of misery.
对，
You're so courageous.
确实如此。
I wish I was like you. I can't even stand up to the servants.
Don't act like you didn't have a hand in the downfall of this land. For years he roamed across the country to raid, rape and kill.
Raid, rape and kill.
I'm sorry.
He's no earl. After all he's taken from us, we should take something from him too.
我操！感觉最后要惨死啊！这
She has
William
nothing to do with this. Don't you dare touch her. Can't you see she's another one of his victims?
Oh, give over. She's in on it too.
Can you even imagine how it must be to be a child married to Hamley? The abuse and the humiliation every single day. I'm so sorry.
I'm crying because you know too.
Enough to know your pain.
I just don't know what to do anymore.
Tom, where the hell am I supposed to
Tom.
tether this horse?
Water 来了，紧张。
It's Walter. He's looking for me.
这也是老熟人了。Give her the dagger 啊，可以给他 dagger 是吧 ？Come with Kingsbury, say nothing， 给他。
Quick, take this.
这把剑一共没用过几次。为什么这里的都喜欢戴个头巾呢？
That should do it.
哦，自我防卫侵略力什么？来了什么？为伊丽莎白做好最坏的打算。
You.
You，
I've not seen you.
沃特现在应该也老了吧？感觉也快50了
William
，40
would
肯定
be
有。
very pleased if I brought him your head.
No! Don't harm her. If it wasn't for her, I'd be dead. She saved me from the storm.
Did she now? Come on, we have to get back to the castle. We've lost too much time
啊，
already.
所以他来找他 wife 是吗 ？The girl stays with me, do nothing. I won't let her go back. 看来不能让。
Elizabeth stays with me.
No, she
反
doesn't.
正主角光环死不了，
Thank you for saving me
一般来说死不了。
and protecting me from these people.
Come on now. We need to get going.
啊，但是还决定回去。
William is waiting.
这里还是老实点。William's wife 啊，就把匕首给他了是吧？这应该没有后续了，这里不要写后续，不需要写后续。About William's wife, note from Elena, 1154. Was it my rejection? 这里错别字越来越多了，这应该是 that bittered William to the prospect of marriage for years that followed. Was I the reason he married so late? After I met Elizabeth, I later found out that she was the daughter of Harold of Weymouth, a wealthy knight and a supporter of Stephen. Elizabeth was only 14 at the time of the wedding.算了，不评价了。Bishop William wed them in the Cathedral of Sharing, and everyone of importance was invited to the large feast. Elizabeth is a gentle girl who probably felt honored to be chosen to become the Earl's wife. I dare not to imagine how William treated her. One more reason to finally put an end to all of this. One more reason. 可以，我也不想想象，而且没了手上，这样不是很长。Chapter 17, The Storm. What you did? You found a secret chamber underneath the Kingsbridge Cathedral. You confessed to Philip that you burned down the cathedral. Philip's book is strongly criticized by the church. The war between Empress Maud and King Stephen has ended. You found Elizabeth only after you entered the hut. 对，还能在进去之前就找到了。You brought her some soup. You helped her warm up with a blanket. You gave her your dagger before Walter could notice. OK， 在后面就不长了啊，这样应该开始反击了，绝地反击了，战争也结束了，基本上已经快结束了，接下来就是反击了，最低谷已经过去了，后面不会有什么鬼畜了 ，outlaws 啊，法外之人，这种单词其实拼起来很有意思 ，outlaw 就是在法律以外的人嘛 ，outlaw， 但是个名词。
Dear Francis.
又 Francis。
The letters I have written to you over the years surely could be bound into a book.
真爱。
One of our young novices once asked me why I write to you.
When you are dead. 因为他没死。
The young can be blunt.
Can be blunt.
But the thing is, I think you are still alive.
这样。
One day, I hope, I will find you, and then you will read these letters. And when you do, you will know that I was busy writing a book. Because of my book, I may have to talk to Bishop Henry. But that is not the only thing that keeps me awake tonight.
还有什么？Write about discovery in script, write about book, write about Kingsbridge 啊，这样选了是吧？那肯定选这个，这个最重要。反正能存档就存档啊，不能存档就去看下去。
Behind a wall in our crypt, Jack discovered a hidden room. We do not know who built it.
Oh.
But it is likely that Prior James hid there, even after he was said to have drowned.
好久以前的事了 ，Francis 应该记得。
That means he was alive when we met in Kingsbridge on New Year's Day. The day of his burial. And Jack told me he saw a man in the church the night it burned down. Was that him? And if so, did he burn in the fire that night?
Right 啊，都要写了是吧？那先 Kingsbridge。
The dust storm and the drought are taking their toll on all of us. Thanks to our town wall, we are safe from the Earl and the outlaws. We've heard of places nearby being raided. We believe the attackers were William Hamley's men. We have enough food to last us another few weeks. But life has come to a halt. Martha believes there will be rain soon. But the storm is only a harbinger of rain. I hope that she is right. Jonathan worries about my book. The Divine Soul. In Winchester, he heard that Bishop Henry was less than pleased by what I had written. I am not naive enough to pretend I do not know why. I wrote that hope is godly, and since God made each of us, hope and salvation are only to be found within ourselves. Henry sells hope, and I am giving it away for free. If the church should ask me to clarify my position, of course I shall do so. But I feel I must give our people what they need in these desperate times. And how could I write anything else if this is what I truly believe?
End letter.
It must be well after midnight. With you, I can be honest about what truly troubles me. Jack told me that he was responsible for the fire in Kingsbridge. I know that it was a long time ago. He told me he set fire to the roof so there would be work for his father, Tom. And I don't think Tom knew either.
My God. Save yourselves!
Medius.
The saint! We must save the saint!
啊，
The whole roof is in flames!
回忆的，
My God!
很久以前。
Don't go in there! But Alphas, the saint! We must save him! No! No! Don't go!
Andrew.
And as horrible as it may sound, I cannot find it in my heart just now to forgive Jack.
这样的吗？
Maybe because this confession comes too late.
也可以理解。
And from a man who I have learned to trust. This is the truth. I should get some air, Francis. The storm has settled down.
好 ，take a walk 是吧？那先把这个地方简单看一下，先进都进来，反正肯定要出去，结果肯定要出去。Books, copies of my good, gave one to Henry as a gift.
I don't like
Now
to
he
indulge
threatens him.
in my own writings.
Henry. 啊，都是利益冲突。
Later, I need time to think.
Henry 应该也算他的上司。Notes, write down my sermons, became the book I
I
wrote.
know them by heart, but Jonathan insisted we keep them.
Jonathan 还有点意思。好，先这样啊，先存在这儿。一张一张记录还都在，靠着这个季胖的云存档，感觉还是有用。So, Eye of the Storm， 这张有什么需要补的？我看一下啊。Brother Marcus， 我靠 ！Oh boy, this achievement is based on a decision you made way back in Book 1, Chapter 1. This is only achievable if you turned in Brother Marcus for stealing Cuthbert's key and food to Remigius. You will get this achievement when you investigate the kitchen. If you didn't turn in Marcus, you have to go all the way back to the beginning. turn in Marcus， 肯定要告的，告了是正解嘛。告了之后，你就可以在 kitchen， 在那个厨房找到什么，还有什么 Vox Populi。When talking about dealing with Hamleys, chose to ally with the outlaws. You will be sent around to find someone called the Butcher, and once you do, you have to choose your words carefully. These dialogue choices will guarantee you to get them on your side and this achievement. Lead them. Stress your poor ones too. Mention how your father was just a earl. Mention Philip's support 啊，这样子。OK， 反正第18章2个，第19章应该就能把那个誓言给取回来，誓言给找回来。就当时艾莉跟 Richard 跟他老爸承认担保了，将来要怎么样。下章就可以了。不过下章也快结束了。